Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, I don't know if you see it on your end there. And we should be live.
Oh, okay. There we go.
So we're live. We're gonna start sharing it. Are you gonna share it to the Discord and I do it through Twitter, or what are you doing right now?
Sure. I guess there's a couple people in there
Okay.
already. So
Well, you just let me
let's
know,
just
like
wait.
whatever. Just
I got
we'll
it. Don't
just
worry.
wait.
You start.
Okay, I'm gonna share it to the Discord. Is that all right?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Luna Bulls is painful. Yeah, a few people in here. What up, everyone? We're currently breaking down bearishly. And so we wanted to go live here so we could all cry together. So I'll share with the Discord right now. uh,
There we go. We got 74
Alright.
people already. People, how's it going?
What up, everyone?
This is a lot of blood on the streets
Oh, look
so
at this.
far.
We're dumping as we
We are.
speak.
Yeah, we definitely are, man.
Yeah,
We definitely are.
this is not good.
It's no bueno. No bueno.
Very no bueno.
Are
This
we
is
going down
actually
to
no bueno.
30? Peter's asking, "Hey man, look, I think it's could be the beginning right now. We just broke support and we're trying to see what's gonna happen soon. So thank you guys for joining. You guys have any people? If you like the stream, like it, press that like button so more people take a look at it as well. But what do you think, man? What are we saying here? What's
Well,
happening in the market?
look, I think to be honest with you, like, let's be very honest here. 33,000 is a key inflection point. We need to hold that as support. If it doesn't hold that as support, I'm probably going to start moving to stablecoins. And I think kind of a very realistic price target is probably retesting something like 30K.
Right,
Retesting this 30K region, I do believe is pretty realistic. So let's say we do fall back down to around 30K. As long as we put in a higher low, then there's still some hope. My
right.
key worry comes in putting in lower low. So putting in the lower low below 33,000 is worrisome, and I will start to move into stable coins, maybe right after this live stream. But just start to, not a lot, but I will start to move some money into stable coins once we if we make a lower low below here,
Right.
and as well, again, as long as we keep putting in higher lows, there's still some hope. Yeah,
Definitely.
but it's not good.
It's not at
This is
all.
not
Just
good. Yeah. How are you feeling? Why don't we read some of what's going on here? So Richard Giba says, "How's the bull market going?" It's not going good. X Sharpshooter says, "Getting wrecked." I'm getting wrecked right
100%.
alongside you, bud.
Everybody is getting
Yeah.
wrecked out, that's for sure. So yeah, man, that's what it is. On a very low, very low time frame, I guess within what I think it took probably like a minute. Yeah, within a minute, by the way, huh? Even
To
if
go
you,
to
I don't know if you can
your
see my
camp, your
screen or
stream. Yeah.
not.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's what it is. We were talking about it as well in Discord. As soon as we start pulling upward here, we start seeing like heavy resistance at the 35,667. And yeah, we're saying if this does not pull enough buyers, and we're most likely gonna drop back down as soon as we drop below the what do we have here? 35,340 within this is a minute candle. This is us actually looking at the minute chart. And right away, how much did it actually drop? Drop from here all the way down within a minute, 2%, all the way down here, 3%. And now within this time frame, within the past, what do we have? It's 20, 25 minutes. We actually broke down
Just
5%.
tell
You
me
can
if
see
I
the whole
should
market.
panic sell, man. Just tell me.
I think people should be paying attention to this. I think, yeah, if this is not what, so obviously, look, this is what it is. We broke off of the support. It's pretty clear. We will continue to go down overall. That's from a technical standpoint, in my opinion. First of all, we're gonna find support along the way, obviously at the lower lows, at the lower highs. At the higher lows, yeah, higher lows of this candle, so of this pattern. So here, so closer to, so 29,000 obviously is the last stop that we're gonna get to. So let's just maybe put that in. And guys, we literally just saw it and we're like, let's just go live to
Yeah,
let the people know. But
yeah.
that's what it is.
Um,
Yeah, man. Next stop, this. and clearly we're finding right now some sort of support somewhere here. So that's also the first stop, and that's what it is. We're probably gonna go back up to retest, see if it's actually gonna resist, and that's when the actual real drop is gonna happen, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah. And while I was joking there, we should probably address this because maybe some people think we're being serious, or some people probably are panicked. Look, I'm not panic selling as of now because we still have not put in a lower low below 33K. This is still actually a higher low. We are still currently above one of our fib levels, and we never retested the breakout point. So oftentimes, folks, to get confirmation of a true breakout.
You gotta switch to your chart, by the way.
Yep. So we never saw confirmation of our green trend line here. So, folks, our green trend line is based off the low at around 30K to the next higher low. And if we just extend that, we can see that we broke down from it and we just flew down. We never went back up to retest it. And so what are we seeing here on the 5-minute? We're seeing long wicks to the downside, making a higher low, sitting on support. So I think you touched on this, and I just want to make this clear that I'm currently not panic selling because I was joking, but maybe some people don't realize that I'm joking when I say that. I'm currently not panic selling. Nothing we say is financial advice, but I think at the very least we're probably going to go back up to retest this area. And so you're right, man. If we do get that, if we pump back up, retest, and get rejected, then we could. It's definitely possible that we can go lower, 100%.
100%, man. That's what I think is gonna happen right now. We're seeing a lot of people were talking, I guess, trash talking us going down to the lower time frames, but you can't catch this on an hourly chart. That's for sure. You cannot catch it right away. So you need to be looking at lower time frames. You want to just snipe it, and pretty sure a bunch of people actually made money here right now. Even if you're looking at my screen, we're seeing that the whole altcoin market is definitely dumping as we speak. Yeah, man.
I got panicked. Yeah, the market's super panicky. Yeah,
100%. 1 inch is down 11%. Trias is down as well. Everything is kind of looking down. So yeah, man. I think this is even us looking at even if we look at the 1 minute. I think right now so far, what could be the most likely scenario is it coming back up to retest because it haven't yet. This is at the minute. No retesting that happened. So we need to go back up to retest and then come back down. But knowing how the market is, knowing how quickly the market reacts, we might not even go all the way to the top, man. We might actually not even go all the way to the top. So we'll see. But there's some sort of bouncing that's happening at the moment. So yeah, man. That's what it is.
Yeah, no, look, so man, looking at, ETH's breaking down, looking at Cardano's down, looking at VeChain's breaking down from our trend line. Yeah, the market's obviously bearish right now. People get spooked easily, especially with the altcoins. Retail hands love to panic sell bottoms. And yeah, no, look, well, rightly so. Things are rightly fearful. But what I'm seeing is long wicks to the downside. What I'm seeing is we never got a retest of our breakout point. And we're quite overextended to the downside. So, I mean, yeah, man. We could keep going down.
Let's just get some napkins up in this.
Yeah, to dry our tears. Yeah, so I mean, look, man, it's obviously possible that we could just like fall down in a straight line. It's technically possible. But again, guys, like I don't know why my lines are just moving all of a sudden, but if we go back to this chart, this might be better. Like, you see how we broke out bullishly, and then we came back down to retest, and after we retested, we had a little bit of an impulse?
Yeah.
We always come back to retest. So we broke down bearishly, and we never had a retest. On the 5-minute, we just flew down. Even on the 1 minute, we had no retest whatsoever. And I think the key thing at this point is seeing how we react off these wicks. Because if we find rejection off these wicks, we could fall lower. If we can get above these wicks, then we might retest the breakout point at about 35,200 roughly. So yeah, man, we'll see what happens here in the short term. We're currently sitting right on a fib level, and also I want to reiterate why kind of like the 33,000 range and just above is very, very significant for Bitcoin, because if we kind of look here at 33,000, we had a couple daily candles react off 33,000, which I will now highlight. So see, this region right about here was a very price reactive zone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 daily candles reacted off 33,000 and just above 33,000. Going over the
Right.
weekly, this will become more apparent. So going over the weekly, we can see how 1, 2, 3, 4 weekly candles reacting off 33,000. Same with the monthly. 2 monthly candles
Two.
reacting off 33,000 and just above 33,000. So I do believe 33,000 just above. So 33,000 to 33,300 is an inflection point. It was previously very price reactive area. So if we start to drop below it, that's when I'll start moving into stable coins. As of now, we still put in a higher low. We still have not retested, and we're still above that 33,000 mark. So while this does look bad, and it is scary, and it is bearish, we still haven't had a retest, and we still have not put in a lower low. Once we put in lower lows, that's when I get worried.
100%.
Yeah.
I think that's what, obviously for the longest time, everyone was bullish on Bitcoin. Everyone was talking about Bitcoin, the crypto market. And here we just want to let you know, when we see something, we just want to call it the way it is. And so you just in this live stream, guys, just gonna just literally watch the chart with you and see. If you have any questions, let us know what you think. If you want to see even what the chat is telling us, but we're literally just going over here and see what's gonna happen. But look, man, even on the daily, what we saw recently, right? So this is what it is. So the daily is closing in the next 2 hours and 33 minutes, right? So on lower time frames, we clearly see where our support is, right?
Yep.
Even in terms of a, let me just take this off, just not like cluster this, I guess, much, but one thing that we usually like to take a look at is the closing price of something. So right now we can clearly see, including those wicks. So if I take this off and take all these guys away, you'll see that clearly we broke off the support. That's, you're like hands down. That's it. There's no other way around it. Oh, this could be a fake out, whatever the case might be. No, we clearly just broke.
Well, it could still be a fake out, but
so that's what I'm leading to, is the fact that we broke below those wicks. We broke below the most extreme known support on this immediate level. We know that for sure. If we go to the daily, we still have 2 hours and a bit left. But even previous to this, you can see how overall, from back in January, the kind of the inflection point, that's why we always stress on those live streams, was actually this breakout. And that's what the whole market was reacting off right now for the past, since May 18th, since we dropped for the past more than 2 weeks right now. We've been hovering around this area. And you can see here how the breakout above this level, so I'll just take this line here and we'll put it here. You'll see how it's exactly where those the close price, Bitcoin did not want to close below the level of this breakout exactly.
Right.
So we should understand that the 34,600 and whatever, what's the opening price here? Let's see. The opening price on this candle was 34,681. And you can see how exactly at it, that's where a couple of times we did not have a closing on the daily below these levels, and we hovered around. And now we have 2 hours and some for the day to end, and looks like we just broke again below. So we're not saying, hey, this could be the longest wick. We know everybody's over leveraged. We know we talked today, and like that's what it is. No one knows what a stop loss is anymore for some reason, man. It's kind of crazy because once you tell me the $7-some billion that got liquidated, not as in got shorted, no, liquidated as in they were free falling those $7 billion for a minute there. And that you see it for 7-8 minutes, there was a free fall of a short position, right? Long positions that got liquidated. So right now, the market is very whippy. We know that. So what we are saying on the lower time frames, looking right now, maybe at the 5 minute, we haven't came back up to retest this yet. and we're far away from it to begin with. So that's telling you that there's over leverage right now. It's not, there's a lot of panic that's happening right now in the market. And all these guys, or all these different the traders that were in a long position and betting on a long, which was here based on what we take a look at in the morning, 44,000 Bitcoins were actually and betting on the it actually breaking above. So if this actually just broke below this, all the stop losses, if there was any, are going to get triggered as well, and the market is going to dump on the next order and the next order and the next stop loss. So explains the free fall, obviously. Now, for me, man, right now we did break below. And does this move? Does this mean that we're in a bear market? You know, I still can't tell you yet. But yeah, man. You know, it's clear right now that we just passed this. I don't know if we're gonna get a wick back up on the daily, and Bitcoin is gonna refuse a closing price below the 34,000. But if not, then I think it's you know, it's pretty clear that the downtrend is imminent, and we should be looking more and more onto a what the next stop is, basically.
Right, yeah, and look, man, you're right about these liquidations because, man, this dump was so quick. I bet you anything, tons of people had stop losses kind of right below 35,000, right at kind of 34,800, and as soon as we dropped below that, it was just kind of domino effect of everyone getting liquidated, and so we still have not retested the breakout point, and we're, by the way, currently breaking out bullishly as we speak, folks. We're looking at the 5-second chart for Bitcoin, and I'm doing so just to see if it's
gonna get us a lot of hate, I guess.
Why?
I don't know, man. People just don't like it for some reason. I don't know why.
Don't like what, the 5 second?
Irrational. They don't like that. Not even every time I literally pull up the 1 minute, I get a lot of flack sometimes.
Well, sure.
It is what it is, though, man.
I don't know. I guess, but yeah, if we're talking about longer time frame, sure. But guys, right now, the reason why I have the 5-second pulled up is because I'm trying to see if we're likely to retest the original breakout point, and we currently are seeing bullish divergence here on kind of our descending channel. So I do believe that maybe, you know, again, even a retest of the original breakout point does make some sense. And let me just zoom out here to actually get a sense of where it was. So yeah, I think the breakout point was probably around 35,200. 35,200 was probably around the breakout point here. So again, I think, you know, an impulse up there is, you know, does make some sense. Dude, the volume is nothing. Look at this volume, ultra low volume. And so while we do have that daily candle closing in the next 2 hours, if we can have a bit of a relief rally to retest, you know, 35,200 within the next 2 hours, then this daily, you know, might be closing above that breakout point from back, when was that, 2020? Or
2020. What do you, oh, in terms of what I was talking about?
Yeah.
That was in January, actually. In January.
Oh, okay,
January
sure.
25th. Yeah.
So if within the next 2 hours we can come back above to retest 35,200, the breakout point, then that daily candle would close above those levels from back in January. And guess what, folks? We would have put in a higher low. So just like, you know, when Bitcoin broke out bullshit, everyone was ready to say, oh, we're going to the moon, boys. No, we went back down. And just like we're breaking down bearishly now, I don't think, you know, while it's possible we could totally fall further 100%, we never retested the breakout point. So, again, guys, I think the key thing here is confirmation. Everyone wants to jump to conclusions. Everyone wants to say bull market. Everyone wants to say the short-term trend. No. What we need is confirmation.
So you're saying be logical?
Yes. I'm saying don't panic sell, don't trade or invest based off emotions. Take rational, calculated decisions based off evidence and reasoning and a plan. So,
right.
The more confirmation we have, the more confident we can be of direction. So if we come back up here, find rejection, sure, yeah, we could fall down a lot lower. But we still haven't seen that retest. We have 2 hours left before the daily closes. And again, guys, I need to stress, we still have put it in a higher low from 33,000. So as long as we hold the line here, as long as we can hold above 34,000, this just could have been a higher low, and this just could have been a bear trap. So while this is obviously bearish, this is bad, this is no bueno, we still need more confirmation. We've still put it in a higher low, and it's no reason to call it bear market at this point. Again, we put in a higher low. Lower lows is what we need to be more confident of the bearish trend. If we put in lower lows, then in that case, we're starting to look more bearish. But higher lows give us the possibility of more upside, and we still have put in a higher low.
Right. And that's what we've been talking about, and even today in the morning, the live stream, we're giving the the bearish scenario and the bullish scenario. This just literally just happened the past 20-25 minutes. So we see that, we see what's going on, and overall, I don't know if you have my screen here pulled up, but so that's what we are trying to see how big we're saying for the longest time we want the market to talk to us first, right? And we have a couple of data points, and we take a look at them, we see where the market actually reacted before and project where the market will be heading to next. Right now, as much as we're saying there's still 2 more hours and some for the day to finish 100%. Again, we are acknowledging that we fell off of that wedge. That's all we're saying in this live stream. We fell off of the most extreme support for the moment. Usually, some people, had this drawn this way. Other people, I don't know if you agree, man, but other people also had this as in, let me just take the closing price and actually put it somewhere here.
Yep.
Right. So is Bitcoin going to have another candle right here that looks similar to this, where it's another candle with a wick? Is that going to happen before the end of the day? We're not sure. We're just trying to see what the market is going to tell us. But are we going to have the same candle somewhere here with those wicks to the bottom? Let's see. But with the daily, man, that's what we're saying. If the daily closes below this, then it's actually not good. And even if we fell back down, even if we come back down to whatever the case, even to these slower levels, some maybe here, this floor that we had here, that Bitcoin had from before, somewhere closer to the 30,600 or something, but basically it's the 30,000. Even if we come back down to it, we could come back to it, down to it, and go back up to retest the floor of this, and then get stuck there for a while. So that's what we're saying. There is a bunch of support below us, guys, and but then you don't want to be foolish. You want to acknowledge it when it happens. Yes, this is more bearish. It's pretty clear that there was a break to the bottom, right? So that's what we're trying to see here, guys. And we always bring up the bullish scenario, and we always want to bring up the bear scenario. And even if this breaks right now, and even you said it multiple times, and we talk about us either do you want to leave the market or you want to stay? What's an exit strategy? To us, ultimately, again, it is the 30K. So far, we will definitely find support at it, but let's also see what was going to happen at the end of the day. But all in all, we definitely did break below support, and we want to see if this is going to be a wick, or it's going to go back up and it was a fake up at the end of the day, right? So that's what we're trying to say.
Yeah, and look, guys, I'm seeing a lot of people saying we're in a bear market. And no, I believe that's incorrect. I do not think there's enough evidence to think we're in a bear market. The short-term trend is bad. That's obvious. The short-term trend is bearish. That's obvious. But what we need to call a bear market is macro confirmation, which we have not had. So people jumping to conclusions saying we're in a bear market, I believe, in my subjective opinion, is incorrect. Because yes, of course,
those are the people that get liquidated.
Well, yeah, it's just people just really don't understand the macro picture. Yes, the macro picture is very concerning. That's obvious. The short-term trend is bearish. That's obvious. Are there legitimate reasons to be concerned? And is a bear market theoretically possible and maybe on the verge of happening? Yes, that's obvious. But are we in a bear market yet? I don't believe so, because we still haven't gotten macro confirmation of a bear trend, guys. So what we need to understand, whether we're entering a bear market or if there's still the possibility of us being in a bull market, is macro confirmation. And what would constitute macro confirmation is macro lower lows. Putting in higher lows is not a bear market. Putting in lower lows is a bear market. What have we been doing? Nothing but higher lows. Even still with this dump, it is still a higher low. Now, we could dump. Right after we finish this live stream, we could dump. And if we make a new lower low, I'll start moving into stablecoins. But it still hasn't happened yet. We still haven't had the confirmation. So people jumping to conclusions, I believe, is unwarranted, and the evidence doesn't support it as of right now in this very moment in which I'm speaking. Right after we finish this live stream, if we dump and make a lower low, I'm going to start moving to stablecoins, practice some risk management. Ultimately, I think kind of the last make it or break it level, the tipping point, the inflection point to call bull market or bear market is 30,000 in my opinion. Because if we make a lower low below 30,000, that would be confirmation of the macro bearish trend. And at that point, there would be enough evidence leaning bearish rather than bullish. But that hasn't happened yet. And what has been happening is higher lows. So as soon as we make lower lows, each low below this wick, each low below these 3 wicks here is a level in which I will start moving into stablecoins. Let me remove these lines just to make things a bit more clear and really hammer home this point. Guys, we have put in a higher low every time. And while this is very concerning and the short-term trend is bearish, we're still putting in these higher lows every time, a higher low, a higher low. Now, when I will start practicing risk management, when I will start moving into stablecoins, when I think it's more likely that we could be entering a bear market is as soon as we start seeing lower lows. So each lower low below these wicks that we go below, each time we make a new lower low, I'll move into stablecoins a little bit more each time. But until that happens, this could be a bear trap. We didn't even retest the breakout point, and we're extremely overextended to the downside. Fundamentals never been better, and a relief rally is still very realistic. Now, let's assume we have a relief rally. Well, even if we have a relief rally, we still might enter a bear market if we find rejection off this macro trend line. We could very well have a massive relief rally where everyone's like, oh, the downtrend's over, come up here, find rejection, and then enter a bear market. Something like that is totally possible. But we still have not gotten confirmation of any kind on a macro time frame. So people jumping to conclusions, in my opinion, is unwarranted. Yes, the price action is concerning. Yes, there's a lot of good reason to be concerned and to think that we could be entering a bear market. Yes, the short-term trend is obvious, but we have not gotten macro confirmation of the trend, and macro confirmation of the trend is what we need to understand whether it's likelier that we're in a bull market or likelier that we're entering a bear market. So I really just need to get that point across, that people jump into conclusions right now, I don't think it's warranted. What we need is confirmation. And look, right after I'm done talking, we could dump below here and I'll start moving to stablecoins, practicing risk management. So just understand, what we need to understand direction is confirmation, not our feelings and our intuitions.
Right, man. You gotta let them know sometimes. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is. So, yeah, that's what it is. I see a bunch of people in the comments. What are we saying here? I see some people with different languages up in this. So
what up,
it's all
everyone?
good. Great
Welcome.
stuff, I guess. So, let's see. Trump trying to fake us out, I guess so. Higher low is healthy, sure. There has been this much interest in crypto by financial institutions. They will be buying up everything that people will dump. I will look when I get home. Whatever market makers have a reason to rock the market up and down, they can make enough money on their options to buy up. Yeah, I guess so. So that's the thing right now, guys. This just happened on very low time frames. If you see it on the 5 minute, you wouldn't even have caught it on the 5 minute. Actually, you would have. Yeah, you would have seen literally this. The fact that overall, right? We're talking about this in the morning. We're seeing that as soon as, it hit the top here and start going down, we identified those 2 points here, and you project your where the next resistance might be at, came back down to here. We formed another resistance. This is on very low time frames. If I don't know if you're not used to it, or if you're not you don't look at it. I know a lot of people look at higher time frames, but this is what you need to. If the traders don't even sometimes look at the 5 minute. If you actually want to snipe a good trade, I guess people are looking at the 1 minute, 30 seconds, and 15 seconds even to actually time this properly. But there was some sort of a break above this, came back up, got rejected heavy again. You can see on lower time frame as well. As soon as this did not come in, and this candle specifically as well in the 5 minute told us, signaled to the whole market basically that, look, a downtrend This is not enough. Apparently, this looked like this break above this to retest the top again, just like how Bitcoin has been doing. You see it on lower time frames, boom. Same thing here. As soon as it breaks above that, continues to move upwards. And that's, you see it literally written all across the chart. So this was not enough for buyers to jump in. As soon as we start going down, it literally went back to this level. And this is it. As soon as I went below this, as soon as it started coming down, even this one, you don't want to be long. You don't want to have this a candle on your side, this inverted hammer candle on your side when you're in a long position. This is this telling you that buyers tried to push all the way up, sellers rejected it and pushed the price down. There was enough buyers just to have a bit of a closing price above the opening price here, but this was pretty much enough for the market to be like, yep, we're out. And it didn't take time for this to completely drop. So did we retest? No, we didn't yet, in my opinion. And I think me and you both agree on that. I don't think we did retest yet. So we could hover for a bit here and see where that's gonna take us. But best believe, right? That's how it usually is. The market reacts quicker when the price is going down. Panic and fear makes when we're trending downwards, the price moves much quicker than when we're actually going upwards. And that's, when fear's in the market, everything just fully just dumps heavy. And there's no signs of recovery as of just yet. You're seeing some people are buying that dip as it goes up, but still, it's too much selling happening at the moment. Did we retest the top? I don't think so, but I think the daily chart will definitely tell us in the next 2 hours and some. So we are talking about some whatever people want to exit and all that. 100%. It's still, I would say we still need to give it that 2 hours. And ultimately, just like Brendan was also saying, where you're looking at some sort of way to start exiting the market, not fully at this point. I don't think it is good for you to actually leave right now in full, because I see a lot of people actually asking that question. So, which makes sense, man. A lot of people bought at the top there, and they're seeing there's no non-stop dumping that keeps on happening ever since a lot of people came here at the top, which is causing this massive drop. And man, I think overall for us, ultimately, this is what we should be looking at. We did over on shorter time frames, so for the next week or so, we're most likely going to be stuck in this range again. But on the daily here, 2 hours are left on shorter time frames. Is this going to get back up to the top here and have a long wick like these we're having here? We don't know yet. So let's just see how that plays out. But we're definitely not just taking it was like I said, wow, we got 700 people.
Yeah,
I didn't even realize.
Guys, folks, thank you all for being here. Like, subscribe, comment, share, hit that bell icon when notified if you like what we do. Guys, smash that like button again. We're all here to cry together and shed a tear for what could be the end of the bull market. But again, for me, I'm still waiting on the sidelines because we still have not gotten macro confirmation of the trend, bullish or bearish. Obviously, the short term is bearish and it is bad, but we still haven't gotten macro confirmation. So, honestly, rules with the $2 super chat. Thank you for the support. Says dip in the market. What's happening? Just joining. Well, guys, we're all just crying here together, shedding a tear for what's going on with Bitcoin. We ranted plenty, so make sure you check out earlier in the live stream. But basically, man, just to kind of summarize the people just getting in here, we were forming this wedge pattern, and we have broken down bearishly, which is quite concerning because it's theoretically possible.
Sorry to cut you off, by the way, but you need to switch to your chart. I don't know if you have it.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah. So, yeah, thanks for the heads up, man. Appreciate that. So, guys, no, we're just forming this wedge pattern here. We had a bearish breakdown. It's, totally possible that we could retest, the 30K region. So, people are rightfully concerned. Bitcoin is short-term bearish, but, I hear a lot of people talking about this is the end of the bull market, we're entering a bear market, and we still have not gotten confirmation of that. We may very well be entering a bear market. It's totally possible. But until we have price giving us confirmation of the trend, I don't feel confident calling a bull market a bear market. And again, just for the newer people coming in, the approach I'm taking to practice risk management right now is that every lower low we make, I will move in the stable coin. So if we make a lower low below this region, I'll start moving a bit in stable coins. If we make a new lower low below this region, I'll start moving more into stable coins. If we break below 30,000, again, start moving more and more into stable coins. So because I believe in the long-term fundamentals of Bitcoin and crypto, but the short term looks obviously bearish, at this point, I wouldn't leave any of my positions because we're still putting in higher lows. But if that changes, if we start putting in lower lows, at that point, I'm going to start moving into some stable coins. So just for the new people, that's my opinion with what's going on.
100%, man, and that's what it is. So this live stream, guys, we're just gonna overall just take a look and continue to see what Bitcoin is gonna do next. And just to summarize it, overall, we're saying that a retest to the top. We still expect some sort of retest to the top. We want to wait till the end of the day. Still 2 more hours to go to see. But man, even in general, I still it's not like I still, but like overall, I still think on the 30K will be a support that's a lot more stronger than this, in my opinion. Even from psychological, just a psychological support, I would say, and that's where Bitcoin actually hovered for the past since and in January found that consistent ground for that support prior to us actually continuing to shoot up. So is this going to be it? Is this was going to take us back down to the 30? And is the 30 going to hold? And obviously, we're all bullish on the crypto market in general. And we're all saying this is going to still blow up at one point and blah, blah, blah. But that's what happens when overall we ask, or you want to try to figure out if it's the bull or the bear market. You don't want to just try to assume that. Right, you want the market to speak to you first.
Exactly.
And for we've been talking about this this pattern overall. We're saying don't jump into conclusions yet. Everyone's saying we keep saying the same thing. If we break above and maintain that, we're supposed to go back up, and if we break below, then we're 100 more. I don't want to say 100%, but more than likely heading back down, at least first stop to the 31,000, then 30,000 as well. So now the 30,000 is not going to hold. Now we have, since we were here and everyone's talking about fundamentals, we're also talking about fundamentals. We're saying, you know what, maybe there's some sort of I would say maybe 65% it going back up at the breakout to the 45% of it actually going back down. Now it's more like an hour opinion. Now it's more like it's 80% to 20%, right? So it's all about probability,
right?
And
likelier than not, yeah, is how I'd phrase it. But yes, no, you're right, man. And guys, at the end of the day, confirmation. Don't jump to conclusions. Don't trade or invest ever based off emotions. The price structure will tell you what's more likely and what's less likely. And lower lows makes it more likely that we'll trend downward. Higher highs and bullish retests tells us it's more likely that we'll trend upwards. And so, guys, if you don't mind here, I kind of want to share what would be the worst case scenario for Bitcoin and what I would do in my approach in the market if we assume the absolute worst scenario, which I don't believe is the case, and we still haven't gotten confirmation.
Going straight to zero. Is that what it is?
But you know what, man? Let's assume the worst case scenario. Let's assume for a second we're entering a bear market. Bull market's over. What's happening with Bitcoin? I'm still in the market. I'm holding a bunch of stuff. So I'm going to share with you guys some of my thoughts on what I would do here. So, guys, with Bitcoin, I think we're pretty clearly forming a very macro head and shoulders pattern. What you do when you try and find price targets for breakout or breakdown from head and shoulders is you basically you draw a trend line from the height of the head to basically the neckline, and you draw the neckline from basically the bottom of the shoulders. And you could draw this slightly different ways, but just make an argument. Just humor me that this is indeed a valid neckline. Well, the price target for Bitcoin is like $350, right? And you can draw this slightly differently, and the price target's like negative 5,000. So bottom line is here, a breakdown from this head and shoulder tells us that we have plenty of downside potential. And if a breakdown from this head and shoulders makes it extremely likely, or at least likelier than not, that we're entering a bear market. So what would constitute a breakdown from this head and shoulders pattern? For me, it would be a macro lower low below $30,000. So I'm using $30,000 as the inflection point, where if we drop below $30,000 again, it would make it likelier than not that we're entering a bear market. And so in that case, I would move maybe a majority of my portfolio in stablecoins. I still don't know yet, but I would really practice risk management. But as long as we keep making higher lows above 30,000, there's still the potential that we could have a relief rally, and there's still the potential that we could be in a bull market. So, guys, what we need is confirmation, and we still haven't gotten the confirmation below $30,000. But let's assume we break below 30,000, we go to 25, go to 20, we're ending a bear market. What do we do? Well, guys, cryptocurrency has historically moved in cycles. Bitcoin has historically moved in 4-year cycles based off the halvings, where every roughly 4 years, the amount of Bitcoin being produced gets cut in half. All right, and so after every halving, historically speaking, price has started to go up again because there's less supply of Bitcoin and demand's always increasing. So when supply goes down and demand goes up, price goes up. So after each halving is typically when the bull market gets going. So the next halving for Bitcoin is March, or likely to be March 18th, 2024. So if you're holding solid altcoins such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Polkadot, things that are super, super solid, super tested, that are likely to survive a bear market. Worst case scenario, I think we have to hodl. I mean, not financial advice, but I think I would have to hodl until 2024, 2025, until the next likely bull market, which again, 2024, 2025. So that's the worst case scenario. Is we're entering a 2 or 3 bear market, 2 or 3 year bear market. We have to hold until 2024, 2025, when the next likely bull market is to be. But we still have not gotten confirmation of that quite just yet. We still have not gotten a retest of the breakout. But I just want to explain to you guys kind of how crypto and Bitcoin moves in cycles and what it would take for me to start leading more bearish rather than bullish. So do you have anything to add there, man?
No, 100%. That's what we think it is. And in the general scheme of things, when you start looking at from now till the next year, 2 or 3 years, depending what you are thinking, what you're expecting, I guess your returns are, because I guess everybody is excited for the market. Everybody is a fan of cryptocurrencies, but then again, everybody is trying to make money, right? And everybody has their money in there because they're betting on it to go up or go down, depending. A bunch of people are also shorting the market. But in the meantime, I guess even some news stories keep on coming out. We've been watching the news overall 3 hours ago. Apparently, MicroStrategy planning to raise 400 million to buy more Bitcoin, and do you get what I'm saying?
I love it. I love it.
The market is extremely polarized. A bunch of institutions are against Bitcoin. A bunch of institutions have been accumulating Bitcoin left and right from the market, off the counter, whatever they can make out of it. They are we're talking yesterday about Referral, I think that's what it's just like an investment management company, got into Bitcoin back in December 2021, put in 600 million and literally sold it at the top, 64,000. They dumped it all on the market and made a quick 1 billion dollars just like that and exited it. And it's just to them, it's just another way to diversify their portfolio. So that's what it is. There are a bunch of unknowns in the market. We've been talking about even since April 18, just to paint the picture, because it's not just price action, it's not just what Elon says, it's not just what for the most part, in my opinion, it's also what's happening in China with the miners. Now we're seeing a bunch of miners even try to come into the States. Some of that hash rate, some of that what is it called, mining power. Yeah, we want to see, is that going to transfer to the US at some point? Is it going to take 6 months? Is it going to take a whole year? Is it going to take 3 years for that kind of mining power to recover? And actually, is Texas going to be the hub at one point? There's a lot happening right now in the market that as much as there is good news, there's also bad news out there. As much as, but 65% of the hash rate and the mining power is literally situated in China in 4 provinces. They're all based on, the huge part of it is based on coal power. It's not clean energy. Elon, I guess, voiced that at one point. That caused it to dump. At one point, we had here April 18th. As soon as we had this, literally, this was when we had the outage in China and the miners could not, operate properly. Hash rate dropped, everything dropped. And now even here, the past couple of weeks, we've been seeing more crackdowns in China on crypto miners. And that's also causing more and more dumping. And you got other, institutions trying to accumulate. So that's what it is. with us from a technological standpoint, from a blockchain standpoint, from just overall it being a technology with a lot of use case that we know of and we're excited about. There's also things out there that are causing this. So that's what it is, man. It is also it's lots of it is beyond what the chart is saying, right? And also the market is moving in a way where traders are trading, and that's what we keep on saying. So for us right now, I don't know when someone asks is it a bear market or bull market. I'll be honest with you, man. I don't know. Like I can't fully say it's
Right.
a bear market because tomorrow there's so much developments happening. Tomorrow you might see even more good news from the U.S. Texas yesterday is trying to they signed a bill to have a a more clear legal framework for Bitcoin to actually work with it. Are other states going to come up? So how do you compare that to what's happening in China? So is it a bear market or bull market? I don't think that question should be asked. It's more like if you have money in this, treat it as an investment. Use price action unless you don't care about it and you don't care about it for the next 10 years, then no problem. But if you're looking at right now and your portfolio is down 50%, you got a bunch of money in there, then yeah, you got to watch the chart and yeah, you got to wait for the price action to tell you what to do. So that's what it is, man. I don't know.
Wait,
My bad. I'm
so
ranting, I
no,
guess.
no, it's fine. So are you? So basically, you're trying to. Are you saying that you're not jumping to conclusions and you're waiting for more evidence?
I guess so, man.
Whoa, whoa,
I guess
whoa!
so.
Wait, so are you saying? I'm just trying to understand this. Are you saying that you shouldn't trade or invest based off emotions?
I think so, man.
Whoa,
I
whoa,
think so.
whoa! I need
I
to
heard that
understand this.
I heard that's the way to go sometimes.
Wait, so what you need is more confirmation of the trend to have a greater understanding of direction?
It just sounds like it, man.
Wow, this is crazy. This is news to me. So yeah, folks, look, I see a lot of people in the comments jumping to conclusions. And just like you said, man, I'm not sure if we're entering a bear market or bull market or if we're still in a bull market. The short-term trend is obviously bearish and obviously bad. That's obvious. It's unhelpful. There's nothing new or nothing that you can take away from that because it's just clearly bad. All right. The fundamentals never been better. The technicals have never looked worse. So what do you know? How are you supposed to know what's going to happen next? Well, what you got to do is wait for confirmation because price will tell you what's more likely and what's less likely. And the more lower lows we make, the more likely it is that we can continue to go down. If we make a lower low here, makes it more likely that we keep going down. Lower low here makes it more likely that we keep going down. Lower low here makes it more likely that we keep going down. But what have we seen up until now? Higher lows all the way around. So all these people jumping to conclusions, I believe is unwarranted. Concern is very warranted, extremely warranted. There's a lot of really good reason to be concerned, but I don't see really good reason to jump to conclusions and call a bear market already. It is obviously concerning. It's obviously rational to consider us entering a bear market. That makes a lot of sense. But to call we're absolutely in a bear market right now, I don't believe is well warranted. And you guys can, maybe go back a bit here and kind of hear some of the stuff we've already gone through because we have explained it quite a bit already. But guys, look, man, this is the most people we've ever had on the live stream. We had 900 people watching at one point. Folks, thank you guys so much for being here. We really appreciate you guys shedding a tear with us and being here, because look, guys, we're in this market too, right? So if you guys are in this market and having unrealized gains, we're right on.
Hey man, I don't know if you can
losses.
still hear me or not, but I guess my headphones disconnected. So I'm just gonna mute myself.
I
If you
can
can
hear you.
still hear me, just
I can hear you.
I'll be back in literally 1 second.
Okay, I can. Okay, no worries, bro. I could hear you the whole time. But bottom line is, guys, you see now Meston's having technical issues there, guys. Thank you so much for being here. If you want to show that support, if you like what we do, smash that like button. We really appreciate it. The more likes the live stream gets, the more likely YouTube is to share the live stream. Helps out the channel. So if you guys like what we do, really appreciate it if you smash that like button. And if you subscribe and you hit that bell icon, then you're a real trooper. So again, guys, I will take steps if we get bearish confirmation. If we start putting in these lower lows, that makes it more likely that we could continue going down. And so I will take steps and sell a bit of my portfolio and move into stablecoins. And that might even happen here in the live stream. Like while we're going live, we could go, make a lower low below 33,000. We haven't seen it yet. So I'm not panicking. I'm not, I'm not trading or investing based off emotions. No. I have a clear understanding of what it would take for it to make it more likely that we continue to go down. And if we continue to go down and make a lower low, that's what it would take for me to start moving to stablecoin. So I see someone saying that my volume is very low. Okay, let me see here. Is this better? Can you guys let me know in the comments if you guys can hear
Back.
me?
I'm back, man.
You're back? Okay, perfect.
Yes, but did Bitcoin go back up or what?
Sorry.
I was gone for 2 seconds. Did Bitcoin go back up? Are we in the bull market?
No. We're still...
All right.
Yeah, still not looking too good. But guys, let us know in the comments if you guys can hear us okay. A few people are saying that there's some audio issues, so if we can just hear from you guys, whether you guys can hear us okay, that would be great. That way we know if you guys can hear us or not. Yeah, man. No, look, do you have anything else to share here? Any wisdom or insight you want to get across?
I'm just eating some of my yogurt here for the stomach. But
Is this
yeah,
how
man.
you're going to cope with the stress?
That's exactly what it is, man. My stomach starts turning when I'm stressed out. But
No, I got you.
yes, no, that's what it is, man. I see some people also talking. I don't know if you can see my chart still, but
Yeah, I'll go over to your screen.
yeah, actually, J Murray, we're talking about the job volume in the charts. Yeah, that's exactly what I was just going to talk about. Sneaky guy.
Low vol.
So it's like, yeah, that's what you were talking about.
Oh, people were saying... No, you're right. We are getting pretty low volume, although we did have a spike of sell volume.
Yeah, if because it just happened, like we literally went
makes
live
sense.
as soon as it happened, so
This
volume will most likely start to accumulate more and
Ultra
more.
low. Look how low the volume is.
Yeah, but
This
like
is-
look at the 2-hour, man. You got look at Binance 2-hour.
All right,
You got to see Binance 2-hour chart.
All right, let me go back to the
Stop
Binance.
looking at Coinbase, man.
Yeah, Binance probably has the most liquidity.
Oh,
So-
but look at the 2-hour.
Yeah, give me a second here. Look at the 2-hour. Yeah, long wick sitting on support. Oh yeah, so guys, okay, so we just had a 2-hour candle close literally just a few minutes ago here. Long wick to the downside, sitting on support, sitting on our fib level, making a higher low, long wick to the downside. No goddamn volume, dude. I think it's possible that we go back up to retest the breakout point at around 35,200.
Yeah, me too, 100%. I think right now, specifically, so that's what it is, man. Specifically at the breakout point, exactly at the breakout point, because of the stop losses that are there, and some of these, I don't want to call them stupid, man, but the overly leveraged shorts and longs, the guys that are that have not risk takers, man. It's just like you jumping off, it's like you going skydiving without a parachute. That's how I think about it.
Yeah.
Sure, you might have a good time, but not for too long, right? And it's not sustainable over a long term. But that's what usually happens. I think if we're looking, I don't know if you can see my chart or
Yeah,
no,
we're on your
but
screen.
all right, stop screaming. So if we see at the breakout at the breakout point, specifically at the breakup point, we will see that crazy volume until the over leveraged because positions are actually either out of the market or the liquidations happen, whatever the case might be, until we see some sort of clear floor. This just happened, guys, and you don't want to be panicking in such a market. You don't want to be panicking specifically at a breakout. You want to wait because there's always almost 70%, 80% of the time, there's always a retest of the breakout point, and that's a fact. That's how it is. It's not 100% every single time. It's more than likely that's what happens, and you'll see that happen all across the chart, right? So if you have, because I guess some people just don't care about this whole thing we're talking about. Some people just like, hey, do I leave or do I not? Is that it? Are we out of the market? Should I be out of the market?
Yeah,
in my opinion,
we need to understand the nuance to understand that.
100%. Because look, this could be the biggest fake out ever. Still, anything is possible. Anything is possible. That's what it is. But we know that the market is looking at the same thing. We know that there's other charts that people have. We know that this is the most extreme support, I guess. But then if you go to the daily, some people talk about a pattern that looks more of a descending triangle with a clear floor. Forget about this candle over here. Some people are talking about something like this, and you got to respect it because you don't know what the majority of the market is looking at. You just want to see from past historical data points what happens. A lot of people are talking about this level right here. Hey, we pierced through, but we refused to go below the 34,600. We pierced through. We rejected any price action below it. A lot of wicks to the bottom is telling you that there's this at one point where this was an accumulation phase. This area over here between the 34,300 all the way back down to the 30,000 is an area of accumulation, and that's what it is. And now we're trying to see, is this gonna get accumulated or no? In our opinion, we're saying that this was a symmetrical triangle and a break below it is pretty clear. And right now, even we're looking at the 4-hour chart, you're seeing that the volume, red volume above average at a breakout point after it being below average, because it starts to get very, very, very quiet as soon as we start getting closer to the apex. And any movement, we said it. Go back and watch all the videos and the live streams. We said it. As soon as anybody, as soon as it just starts with one person presses that sell button or that buy button at the end, and the market will follow. And now we're looking at this. We were downtrending into a symmetrical wedge. You expect the downtrend out of it. It's simple trading patterns. And now we want to see if that's actually going to hold or not. Is it going to get accumulated? Because we clearly saw from before that it was. But are we at a level right now where, yeah, this is not even any more accumulation here? Look, we want out. People want out of the market. Is this going to get bought up by all these different institutions? We don't know. All we're saying is this is more likely than not to continue to go down just because we had a breakup, but we just need to wait for the end of the day. Hour and 15 minutes left, and kind of tells us what will happen. Then eventually, next stop for us, in our opinion, would be somewhere closer to the 30K, and that's where, in my opinion, that would be a much better support for Bitcoin instead of this. This was still in the limbo. This right here is a clear floor, in my opinion, that Bitcoin will most likely bounce pretty good out of, or have a higher chance of bouncing back out of it.
Could you imagine if we entered a bear market piece of Elon Musk in his tweets? What a ridiculous
crazy,
market
man.
that we're in.
That would be the biggest, I guess, slap in the face for the whole cryptos. But
Oh,
then
man.
again, I don't think so, man. Look, the
Yeah, I don't think so
crackdowns
either.
in China, in my opinion, are a lot heavier than what Elon's saying. In my
Yeah,
opinion,
yeah.
those crackdowns is exactly where it's at.
And dude, these stories with El Salvador and Paraguay considering adopting Bitcoin, that's one of the I really don't think people are taking in. It's because there's so much FUD and the price action is so bad that people are so concerned, and I don't think are really giving it the due it deserves. But that's actually one of the biggest news events in cryptocurrency's history. The fact that a country is introducing who cares if it's a small country, whatever. A real, legit, internationally recognized country is considering adopting and introducing legislation to adopt Bitcoin as an official asset. That is a giant, giant, giant deal. And if Elon wasn't tweeting and the price wasn't down, this would be the biggest thing that ever happened to Bitcoin. And this, no one would stop talking about it. It's only because there's a lot of fear right now that story I think isn't getting the due it deserves. So man, look, we have a super chat here. So Dolphin Fan 73 with the $5 super chat. Thank you for the support. Says like your chat, amazing information and funny too. Keep up the work, the good work, guys. Aw. Thank you.
Yeah, we're
Aw.
being funny, but there's a couple tears in my eyes, man. I'll tell you that much.
We're just trying to hide the tears.
Like we're dying here. But one thing I wanted to share, and also again, Dolphin Fan 73, thank you very much for the donation. The Nasdaq is down.
Yeah.
The Nasdaq is retracing. The Dow is
We're
retracing.
talking about stocks, folks.
But then again, Bitcoin has been moving the way stocks have been. The whole economy's down, man. The whole economy is looking for a huge downtrend.
by the way.
If I don't know if you can see my screen,
Yeah, we're
but,
on your screen.
everyone's talking about this.
Yeah.
If you thought Bitcoin was uptrending, if you thought these altcoins are going crazy, this is really up. This right here is really up.
People
And
say
I know,
Bro.
you know, things are not looking good just for the economy as well, man. So
Yeah, like people say Bitcoin's growth is unsustainable, but I mean, look at the Nasdaq.
yeah, let's just print more money and call that sustainable,
By
right?
the way, man, so this is a major piece of news. Unfortunately, I don't have it pulled up on my end, but this is pretty significant.
What
So
is it?
some major news came out that some American indices that are tracking the cost of goods and services and costs in the inflation are now showing signs of inflation. The cost of goods
Yeah.
is rising. Certain inflation indicators are rising. The Fed is talking about raising interest rates, which is a
Oh yeah.
giant deal because that affects bonds, that affects people taking out loans in the stock market, it affects liquidity. Basically, if interest rates start to rise, buying pressure in the stock market will start to evaporate, and this thing is extremely overextended. The economy is the worst it's ever been. The American stock market is more of a bubble than crypto is. People like to think crypto is a bubble. No. The stock market's a goddamn bubble. America is in a goddamn recession because everything's shut down and they're going through a pandemic. And the stock market's making new all-time highs. Guys, it's completely propped up by just money printing. And as soon as that money printing stops, as soon as they raise interest rates and people stop borrowing, people stop buying, this thing is going to fall like a house of cards. And if that happens, guys, if we see a problem in legacy, if we see a problem in the stock market, oof, it's gonna
Get it.
like it's gonna be the thing that causes crypto to really tank further here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think at one point, because everybody even you start seeing like some people talking about like, oh, moving to bonds because of all these interest rates. I think yesterday Janet Yellen at one point was saying, what's it called? Oh, higher interest rates would be a plus for the U.S. and that's also scaring a lot of investors, a lot of the stock
They're
market as
starting to
well.
admit it. Yeah.
100%, man. So, you and me, I mean, guys, I guess we're going off topic here, but we think it's all
It's relevant.
interconnected.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Everybody's scared, and that's what it is. And yeah, the whole market, specifically the Nasdaq, Bitcoin is will yeah, most likely follow just because it's more, towards the technology sector overall, just representation. So I guess that's the relation there. But there was a bunch of news stories that we shared a couple of, I would say, days ago. We're talking about, what was his name? I forgot. I keep forgetting his name. Anyways, it's talking about bonds not really looking as appealing anymore. Bitcoin looks more appealing. And now Kevin O'Leary was saying a couple of things yesterday on a podcast. So there's a lot of things outside of the chart, guys, that you should 100% be paying attention to. And look, man, we never really talk about it. So if you guys ever want to talk about things like that, all the conspiracy theories as well in the crypto market, which are funny, let us know, man. Okay,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
getting to know our audience, I guess, a bit more.
100%, but especially right now, talking about kind of like the greater market and the stock market is especially relevant right now. Because, guys, you got to understand, talk about interest rates and inflation is extremely political when it comes to the American market. It's highly politicized. So as soon as you see Fed figures, people in the government start to admit and start to flirt with the idea of raising interest rates, guys, behind the scenes, they're
Pack
freaking
your
out
bags.
about what?
Pack your bags.
Oh, dude,
Start stocking up on like tuna
on
cans
canned
and
goods.
beans and all everything.
Literally, because when they start talking about it and start mentioning it in public, that means that the behind the scenes they're freaking out and they've accepted that inflation is coming. And guys, like when you like hear these people, because inflation to them, it's like thou who shall not be named. Who like you remember? Have you ever seen Harry Potter? What's that villain in
Uh,
Harry Potter that they can't name him? Voldemort.
yeah.
Yeah, inflation to the Fed is like Voldemort. They can't name it. They won't talk about it. So as soon as you hear them actually say, "Oh, hey, inflation might go up," behind the scenes, people are running and panicking. There's horses in the Fed
Yeah.
running and out. The people are startled. People are crying.
Just
Guys,
don't want to like get the market to panic just on the
yeah,
spot like that. Yeah.
yeah. And so we'll go to my screen here. And something to be concerned here, guys, is this is very rough. But the DXY, which tracks the value of the dollar, is forming this diamond pattern and is breaking down
What a
bearishly. So
diamond.
this is pretty rough, but it gets the point across, which we're forming a diamond pattern and we're breaking down bearishly. And this is pretty substantial because, guys, the price target. I hate it when this happens. How do I? This is my
What?
first day, folks,
I
on
just
my screen.
on the right side
Yeah, I
there.
got it.
Yeah,
I got
there
it.
you go. There you
Because,
go.
guys, the price target for this, for the DXY, and guys, why are we talking about the dollar? Why are we talking about stocks? This will affect crypto. And so, I mean, this thing, the dollar, could fall, I mean, another 10%, which for the dollar is extremely substantial. I know in crypto, 10% sounds like nothing, but when it comes to the dollar, that's like the end of the world. Like that's that's the apocalypse. And so
Yeah.
there is plenty of downside potential, even in a more bearish price target is even the length of the initial impulse. This could really, really fall. The dollar is looking weak. It broke down bearishly from a very macro pattern. So the dollar has plenty of downside potential. So guys, we are seeing signs of inflation. Index funds that track the prices of values and goods are increasing. The Fed is now talking about raising interest rates and inflation. We're seeing the dollar break down from a macro bearish pattern. Guys, the dollar is very likely to over long-term collapse, which would massively massively benefit Bitcoin and crypto, because Bitcoin and crypto is the solution to inflation, is the solution to government mismanagement, because crypto is decentralized. There's no single point of failure. It's controlled by the public and the stakers, people who own the protocol, make decisions in a democratic way, and it's finite. So when we have governments who have no idea what they're doing, printing money because they don't have a better idea of how to solve their problems, then the value of the dollar decreases, and something like Bitcoin, which is a liquid finite hedge against inflation, has a very good chance of surviving. So guys, in cryptocurrency, we need to have a long-term mindset. Who are the people who made the most returns in crypto? Were they people who FOMO'd into a pump and then panic sold the bottom? No. The people who made the most money in crypto were people who bought when nobody else believed in it, nobody else wanted to touch it, and when it was crashing into nothingness, and then held it forever. People who make money in crypto buy the dip and hold for years, hold for a decade, hold for half a decade. Those are the people who make money, not people who FOMO buy pumps and panic sell dips. And guys, I say this because the fundamentals have never looked better. Crypto is a hedge against inflation. Inflation in the US dollar has never looked weaker. So again, we got to understand the fundamentals. Sure, over the next day, week, month, half a year, we could go down, sure. But over the next 5 years, over the next 10 years, cryptocurrency adoption has just started. So understand, the way you make the most returns in crypto is with a long-term mindset, investing in solid projects on the dip. You think people who make money panic sell the top and then FOMO buy the top and panic sell the bottom? No. People make money, bought the dips at the worst possible times when it was crashing the most. Nobody wanted to touch it and held it forever. So, yeah, that's my thoughts. You have anything to add there?
I feel attacked, man. I feel attacked, guys. Let this guy know. Did you hear, by the way, a couple of hours ago, I saw it, U.S. officials recovered 2.3 million in crypto from Colonial Pipeline ransom. Like, I don't know if you guys have been keeping up, but someone hacked into the system and asked for a ransom. And this literally just hot just came out right now. Officials of the United States government task force have seized more than 2 million in crypto used to pay for ransom following an attack on the Colonial Pipeline system. If you guys don't know what happened, is there was an attack on a major pipeline last month, caused fuel shortages for many people in the United States. And they said that the company quickly notified authorities of the problem and ransom demand, leading to the task force involvement. And this is what they had to say. Today, we returned the table on the dark side by going after the entire ecosystem that fuels ransomware and digital extortion attacks, including criminal proceeds in the form of digital currency. We will continue to use all of our tools and all of the resources to increase the costs and consequences of ransomware attacks. So really off topic here, but I think people might be interested in hearing about them. And there's been a bunch of attacks like that recently, the past couple of months, man. So it's all adding to the same,
Yes. It's all adding up to that. Honestly, America's fucked. Like, guys, I want to share this story with you guys earlier, but I'll share it now because right now is really great timing, which is there was recently a news story of how the Chinese government is working on a massive several-year-long roadmap to start incorporating blockchain technology, start implementing it. And while I had a bunch of highlighted stuff here, guys, I could basically tell you guys the gist here. So the president of China, Xi Jinping, previously called for a rapid blockchain adoption back in October 2019. They're putting out studies talking about how the MIT publication calls for the promotion of a greater intersection between blockchain and other emerging technologies like cloud computing, artificial intelligence in the internet. They're saying the document leans heavily on the immutability of blockchain-based ledgers and improving evidence collection mechanisms in areas such as judicial deposit, civil registries, administrative law enforcement activities. Guys, China is working on a CBDC, a centrally bank controlled digital currency. They're working on implementing blockchain into their whole economy. And meanwhile, what do we see here on the American side? The former president Donald Trump is saying Bitcoin's a scam.
That's crazy, man. That's actually crazy.
Guys, it's very clear who's on the cutting edge of technology adoption, who's winning the global economic fight, and who's losing the global economic fight. The United States, the global reserve currency, they're printing trillions. Their economy's in tatters. They're suffering through a depression and a pandemic where nobody's working, but the stock market is making new higher highs all the time because they're artificially printing money. And meanwhile, while the former president's calling Bitcoin a scam, meanwhile China's working to globally spread a blockchain technology and introduce their own government-controlled cryptocurrency. Guys, it's very unfortunate. It's a sign of the times. Bitcoin. China is banning Bitcoin because they want centralized control of blockchain technology and centralized control of crypto. But bottom line is adoption is just starting. And every country is going to come out with their own cryptocurrency. Canada's working on it. There's talks of the Americans, the British, the Chinese are already working on it. Many more countries. So adoption is just starting. We're so early. The Americans haven't even defined what is and isn't a security. Companies don't even know how to report taxes, how to handle custody, how to handle regulations. We're on the cutting edge of adoption. And in my opinion, man, cryptocurrency is the next major asset class in the world. Just like the stock market, the options market, the commodities market, the forex market, were all once new things. Cryptocurrency is the next major asset class up on that list. And so we're all very, very, very early. And again, guys, historically, the people who've succeeded in crypto bought the dip on solid projects and held it forever. You got to have a long-term mindset when it comes to crypto because this is stupidly volatile. And if you don't have a long-term mindset, you're going to be constantly tempted to sell a dip because this is the most volatile asset class in the world.
True. That's true. You want to hear something interesting?
Please.
I actually came across it today, and I forgot to show you. Actually, not even like an hour ago, but if you go to the European Central Bank website and you share a DLT, there's this. What did I just press on, man?
I don't know. You tell me.
I just fucked up. So it's just, if you go here and you go to search for DLT, there's a document here talking about just overall cryptocurrencies, right? And if you actually open up that document, man, you'll see some bunch of cryptocurrencies actually mentioned in here. ILP,
right?
Chainlink,
really?
Fusion. Oh yeah, Quant, DLT based system for DLT solution by Quant. What else we had? Yeah, ILP, Fusion. I think there was one more here. Internal interoperability system for on and off chain. Yeah. Anyways, Polkadot as well, as mentioned here.
Interesting.
Yeah, man. So and Cosmos as well. So we don't know. Right? It's just I guess like going through the documents like 40 pages. So join our Discord, guys. We're about to put this link in the description if you want to read up on it. There's so much out there, man, that this is you don't even know what for information. Because what was the quote where what is it? It drained and not knowledge. What is it?
You gotta give me like a
forget
sentence
it,
here
man.
to work with.
But we're starving for knowledge. Yeah, we're drained with information, we're flooded with information, but we're actually starving for knowledge. And that's what there's so much out there, you know what I'm saying?
So deep.
That's what it is. It is very deep right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, join our Discord, guys. We post all these resources every day. And we have the link in the description below for you to check it out and read up on a bunch of stuff, man. But as well, I don't know if you saw Doge.
Doge, what's happening with, man, guys? Again, we'll talk about Doge, I guess, or whatever if you want. But look, these meme coins are such complete garbage. Look, man, I just gotta come out and say it. Shiba Inu, Safe Moon, these are complete waste of your time. You'll probably have more fun just setting dollar bills on fire. I mean, go to the casino, go to the roulette table. You'll probably have more fun than putting your money in Safe Moon. At least you'll get something out of it. I mean, guys, these. I'll leave it there before I get myself in trouble.
I know, I know.
Sure, say your 2 cents here with
No, that I wasn't. I wasn't. Just a bunch of people were talking about it in the chats. But guys, if you got anything you want us to take a look at, I guess we said it's gonna be a short live stream. We're already pushing like an hour and a bit. Man, we can go off for a while here. But
yeah.
let us know if you guys have any questions. We want to make it all about Bitcoin for now. And if there's anything new that comes up, I guess we'll keep you guys updated. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell icon, because just like this, whatever happens on the spot, we always go live just to let you guys know about it. And I think, man, we actually reached the 25K subs.
Did we actually?
I have a feeling
we're on the verge of reaching 25,000 subs. We're like 50 subscribers away or something. Guys, there's 700 people watching. I guarantee.
we're actually 25,036. That's crazy.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you guys.
crazy.
Awesome. We got over 25,000 subs. You guys are the best. That's awesome.
That's crazy, man.
Damn. Thank you guys.
It is what it is.
Yeah, folks. Help us get to 30.
30. Let's push for 30 right now.
100%.
But yeah, guys,
Yeah.
that's what it is. It's always very time sensitive. We always try to come up like on the spot if there's anything important that happens. So make sure you hit the subscribe button. If you like the stream so far, make sure you hit that like button as well. And
Yeah,
man.
well, look, man. I mean, as we're, since we're chilling here, also, guys, look, bear market or bull market in our VIP Discord group. If you guys want to join, there's a link for that down in the description. That's where we talk about what we're buying, what prices, breakout targets. We talk about staking opportunities, and we talk to all our members regularly. So if you guys want more one-on-one access to ourselves, if you guys want to become a VIP Discord member, you get access through our Patreon. Link for that is down in the description. I also like bringing it up because very soon here we're going to be implementing some changes, bringing even more value to you guys. And so the people who got in early will benefit from being in early. So folks, if you like what we do, want more access to ourselves, and kind of want a behind-the-scenes look of what we're buying and that kind of thing, become a VIP Discord member. You get access to our Patreon. Again, the link for that is down in the description. But ultimately, guys, thank you for being here. I mean, we're in the market. We're all shitting a tear together. This does suck. But again, man, like, look, we still put it in a higher low. We're still maintaining above 34,000. So it's not complete doom and gloom quite just yet. But I mean, it is obviously concerning. So what do you have pulled up there on your end?
Nothing. I'm just still looking at Bitcoin, trying to see where this mess is gonna end at, man. That's what it is. I'm still looking at what do we have here for the date for the date then? An hour and a half. So let's see. I don't know, just going through some of the chats to celebrate. Let's check the FEG charts. We got congrats on the 25K. Thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you guys.
But you need to sync your audios. How's the audio looking on your end?
Yeah, a few people. The audio is fine on mine. Guys, I'm sorry about that. It's not our mics. It's our recording software.
Blame him, guys. Let's just blame him.
We tried to figure this out before the live stream. We just went quick. We'll try and take a look after and try to readjust some stuff. But some people are saying that our audio is having some issues. We'll do our best to figure that out moving forward. But look, man, we hit 25K. I'm feeling a bit magnanimous. Brandon,
what?
Magnanimous.
Don't ever say that again.
Do you know what that means?
I don't want to know what that means.
I am feeling magnanimous. So
yeah.
I want to share with you guys a couple of the stuff that I'm looking at. Some of the stuff we would share in the VIP Discord group, I want to share with you guys now, just because why not? So someone here is saying Brandon's volume lower than Bitcoin's.
Now, what's been happening with
is
your
my
audio?
volume that bad? Can you guys hear me
Could
okay?
be. You know what? I think it's either this is the biggest troll, man,
This
or
is a pretty
it's just
funny troll, to be honest.
yeah. Because I can hear. I checked it out. But
Okay, all right.
I
Okay,
guess
we
so.
were having some audio issues, but I think it's fine now. So guys, look, just to share with you guys something in the vein of what I would share to our VIP Discord members. I'm still doing research right now.
Wow, he meant audience as in the token, not the stream. I'm telling you, man, these guys are getting smarter.
They are getting smart. It's funny though. Anyways, guys, look.
Keep going.
I've been looking at a brand new project. Maybe start to dollar cost average. Again, things are kind of up in the air with Bitcoin, but let's assume the market can keep together. Hathor is definitely something on my radar because for those who don't know, Hathor is a smart contract blockchain protocol, somewhat in the vein of Ethereum, Solana, that kind of thing. But the thing that's unique about Hathor is that they're not trying to compete with Ethereum. They're not trying to compete with Polkadot. They're not trying to compete with Cardano. Their use
Are they
case in the,
scared?
no, no. Well, the thing that sets these guys apart is that the point of these guys is the whole point of Hathor is that they're trying to make tokenization extremely easy and extremely straightforward. So I've read through a bit of their white paper. I saw some videos, some interviews, and some speeches that the developers are given. It's actually pretty interesting because it's actually very difficult to, number one, create a token. You can create an ERC20, but it's actually pretty difficult. You gotta know what you're talking about, and it's also extremely difficult. You have to be extremely knowledgeable to create a smart contract. Well, something like Hathor, their whole mission is to try and make it super, super easy to make a token and make a smart contract. The way they phrase things is a 5-year-old, a 10-year-old could make a YouTube video, could make an Instagram post, can make a TikTok. And Hathor wants to make it just as easy to make a smart contract in a cryptocurrency. Hathor is going for the tokenization of everyday objects. So the whole thing about Hathor is that they're making it super, super easy to tokenize something, create your own token running on Hathor with your own supply, that kind of thing, and then create what's called a nano contract, where it's not a smart contract that doesn't have a bunch of functionality, but a nano contract which gives you the ability to create some functionality behind your token, but it's very surface level and it's a lot more streamlined, a lot more simple. Basically, Hathor is trying to make it very easy to tokenize everyday objects, and basically pump out tokens in what they call nano contracts a lot more easy. So this is definitely a worthwhile and interesting project to keep on the radar here. Even if we kind of look it up, if we go here to CoinGecko and look up Hathor, it's
Man,
a low market.
there's a quick, I guess, comment here on the text messages. I feel like it's gonna rile you up a bit. A grave overdose said, just finished saying don't invest in trash, and turns around and says this. What do you want to tell him?
Yeah, I'm not telling you to invest in this. This isn't
There you
financial
go.
advice.
There
I'm
you
telling
go.
you I've begun to do my research, and I find it compelling enough to share with you guys. Ultimately, I'm not here to hold your hand. We're all grown ups here. You can come up with your own decisions. If you don't like this thing, no one's telling you to invest in this thing. And also, guys, when it comes to investing, the way you outperform the market is by having greater insight than the greater market as a whole. And so I believe I see some value in Hathor, and I have, maybe above market average insight to see the value in this thing. And look, if you don't like Hathor, that's fine. You're probably the kind of person who makes average market gains. If you want to outperform the market, you need to find the value that the market as a whole isn't seeing. You need to find solid projects that are undervalued at good entry prices. And I believe Hathor is definitely something worth considering, worth on the watch list. I'm not telling you to invest in this thing. It might not ever succeed, but I think this is interesting enough to start doing some research. So, I'm gonna start to look into it more, read it, do some more research of my own. If I start to like it and find a good entry, this is the kind of thing we might share it with our VIP Discord members.
Damn, man. See over grave overdose. See what you did, man. That's what you get. That's what you get for missing the point. But no, 100%, man. I haven't really got into this. You mentioned this today, so I'm most likely gonna read up on it as well, man. Just definitely because this whole market is so convoluted. And the biggest thing right now is, yeah, even Cardano recently, right? They're doing a bunch of workshops for almost like 1,000 some developers, just getting ready for the launch of their smart contract. Is just deploying smart contracts. So they know it's such a new niche, and each blockchain has its own kind of programming language that you'll have to work on, right? Just like Squarespace, I think that's what the website is. Squarespace.
Sure.
You don't need any kind of knowledge with websites. If you want, you don't need to know C++. You don't need to know all these different languages, but you can go in Squarespace and actually build a website for yourself after you buy the domain. So, and then the app obviously blew up, and now that's what everybody uses so far. So same thing, man. That's what it is. The more easier they make it for you to actually make something or create something, that is usually always coupled with a lot of success. So yeah, man, I appreciate it.
Yeah,
I
and
appreciate you bringing this up.
I would also just add, you want most people to not understand and not like what you're investing in. Because if everyone liked what you were investing in, everyone understood it, there would be no money left to be made. The people who make the most money are the people that find things early when they're undervalued and nobody understands them and they've crashed into nothingness. That's what it takes to make above average market returns. And so, look, if you don't see the value in it, great. You're the kind of person that allows me to make above average market returns.
Damn, savage,
Yeah, so,
man. So, look, we're pushing to the hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
What do you got? Do you have anything? I don't know if they want us to take a look at some other charts here. If you want to talk about that, or I know you're the low cap gem kind of guy. I know you're always hunting for things. If you got
Well,
something else as well you want to talk about?
I mean, we could talk about altcoins all the live long day, but at this point, guys, Bitcoin's breaking down. I wouldn't be buying stuff right now because if Bitcoin's bearish, alts are bearish. So while there's dozens of altcoins I could talk about that I've been buying the dip on, until Bitcoin starts to look stronger, I'm not going to be looking to buy anything more. So, yeah, I'm definitely waiting on the silence for now. Oh, by the way, okay, so there is something I want to say. So Buffalo on the beat, thank you for the comment. Says Vitalik interview with Lex Friedman. Guys, yes, Vitalik Buterin, the founder of Ethereum, recently went on Lex Friedman's podcast to talk about Ethereum and Ethereum 2.0. And I listened to it. Great podcast, highly informational. Highly suggest you guys check that out if you guys want to learn more about Ethereum. And I've been shilling you this podcast, man. You got to check it out. Have I not been hitting you up about this stuff?
About which one?
This podcast, I sent it to you in the WhatsApp, man. The
Oh, I watched the first like 15 minutes of it.
Oh, you watched it? Okay.
Yeah. Like yesterday. I watched it yesterday and then I didn't finish it all. No, I have to finish it. I'm gonna go bike soon, so I'm probably gonna finish it when I'm biking. But
yeah.
great talk. People are commenting. Moria, that square sway blockchain analogy is exactly where it's going. Great comment. Yes, sir. People are calling you Bingo Brendan. Ooh, that's actually nice. Bingo Brendan. You guys want to hear Bingo Brendan talking? Let's go. Caesar, which could be 24K. Great talk. What is Elon doing? Hope so. Also spoke about Polygon and Chainlink. No alt season. Yeah, man. Holy, so much going on right now.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, folks. And again, just to maybe start wrapping it up here, because I think we got maybe most of what we said on off our chest. Yeah. Ultimately, guys, we need confirmation, right? If we start putting in lower lows, that would be bearish confirmation. So every lower low we put in, I'll start to move more and more of my portfolio into stablecoins. Not financial advice. I just want to tell you guys what it would take for me to start looking bearish, what it would take for me to start looking bullish. New lower lows. Every new lower low, I start to get more and more bearish. If we start to break out bullish, so you get above 42K, I start to look more bullish. So, guys, at the end of the day, don't panic sell, trade, or invest based off decisions. Make, rational, decisions based off logic and a planned strategy. So, I hope that you guys, consider some of the factors that we're looking out for to become more, confident in your own understanding. So ultimately, thank you guys so much for being here. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, hit that bell icon to be notified of new uploads. If you like what we do, you want more of us, become a VIP Discord member. You get access to our Patreon. The link for that is down in the description. Guys, folks, sign up before we bring these changes. The new people are going to greatly benefit from being in early. But ultimately, thank you guys so much for being here. And I'll throw it back to you, man.
No, just want to say, we're telling our literally VIP Discord today. We sent a screenshot saying, look, Bitcoin breaks out short-term resistance again. Looks like buyers are trying to step in. Lots of selling pressure above. We said if this short-term breakout was not enough to attract more buyers, sales will most likely push it back down to the 35, which can signal the market that a downtrend is around the corner. Huh?
Are we on your screen?
Do you
want me to be?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
You're just showing the Discord. I'm about to chill the hell out of this.
Go ahead. My bad.
That's what I'm saying. Sure, it sends quick screenshot talking about Bitcoin breaking short-term resistance. If this short-term breakout was not enough to attract more buyers, sellers are most likely to push it back down 35. This, which can signal the market as a downtrend, is around the corner. And that's what happened. Our VIP people knew about it first, so make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and make sure you hit that like button so we can I don't even know what to say next, man.
No, I mean,
my brain's fried.
No, we've been going on for over an hour here, folks. So I mean, I don't want to say we called it, but I mean, you were saying that we could break down literally before it happened. You guys can check the timestamps, the screenshot. So I mean, guys, like we're calling it all the goddamn time. I mean, we don't say it because at a certain point it gets obnoxious, but guys, we're constantly talking about breakouts before they happen, price targets, support and resistance. So, I mean, you can tell right there how we were talking about a potential downtrend. Obviously, we don't know anything for sure. Nobody knows anything for sure, but there's always signs. And so we always let you guys know in our videos, in our groups, about the signs we see and the likelihoods and probabilities. So, yeah, guys,
Yeah.
you know, stay tuned to our group. Stay tuned for the next live stream. Hopefully, it'll be a little bit more
Someone just
optimistic.
set back a lunch, boys.
Yeah.
Hey, no, I guess that's pretty much it, man. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for being part of this. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, man. Make sure you subscribe to the. We're always gonna go live whenever something major happens, and also make sure you hit the bell notification icon so you can get the notification right away as soon as we go live stream. But yeah, man, I'm good on my end. If you're good,
That's it for me. Guys, thank
bingo,
you
Brendan.
so much for watching. Until next time, take care.
Yes, sir.